So thank you everyone for coming, and I'm Avinash Vallarapu. I'm the CEO and co-founder of HexaCluster. I've been into Postgres as well as other databases for the past 21 plus years, and so I am also the head of products at HexaCluster. So I'm going to talk about one of the interesting products, and I'm also going to make an interesting announcement today related to Oracle compatibility. So our CTO is Jill Darold, who is also one of the very well-known contributor, who is the original creator of Ora2Pg and PG Badger and a lot of tools and extensions. So we are Postgres contributors. We are also application and database migration experts. Probably can be your modernization partner, right? And also Postgres consultants. So let's talk a little bit about Ora2Pg and the evolution from Ora2Pg to HexaRocket. Why did we create HexaRocket? So Ora2Pg has the features like schema migration and offline data migration, right? And offline data validation, row count validation. So there are some of the features that I as well contributed related to the FDW support in Ora2Pg and some of the validation functionalities. So talking about Ora2Pg challenges that we always faced was about no online migrations, command line only, right? So if you have any failures, the ability to restart your migration, right, had some challenges too from the point where it failed. And we did make some improvements to Ora2Pg, right? So we were dumping the SCNs of Oracle. Basically, the start SCN of the SCN of the table from the point where the table migration started. But still, users have to rely on multiple tools for CDC and everything else. So that's why we created HexaRocket. So it's built from the learnings, but it's learnings of Ora2Pg, but it's actually not built on Ora2Pg. What is HexaRocket? So technically, I would say that in simple way that it's an end-to-end database migration tool supporting data migration, CDC for online migration, and majorly 100% schema conversion with validation, right? So it supports currently Oracle as a source, SQL Server as a source, Postgres as a source as well, Sybase, as well as MySQL and MariaDB as a source. So you can migrate end-to-end from any of these databases to Postgres. And and at the same time, talking about the flow, right? So we start with an assessment, and and all of this entire migration journey that you're looking at is done through our tools, right? So DMAT is one of our migration assessment tool. It takes probably 20 minutes to perform an assessment of 150 databases, right? And so that is the capability of DMAT, giving a completely detailed insights into the compatibility. And HexaRocket takes care of schema conversion and validation, data migration and validation, CDC and validation. And then every stage, validations are included, like schema validation, data validation, live replication validation, and at the end, you would also be able to enable rollback, right? Just in case you want to perform a reverse replication to support rollback, you would be able to do that. How did we start the journey with HexaRocket, right? Why do we say that it's almost 100% automatic schema conversion? So that's because we trained our own language model. I think in the morning you would have heard in the keynote about how LLMs are evolving, and at the same time how it can be used for SQL to SQL as well, right? Optimizations. So we trained a domain-specific language model, and that domain-specific language model is trained specifically on Oracle PL/SQL and SQL Server T-SQL dialect, and at the same time Postgres PL/PGCQL. So it only knows about these specific constructs. So at the same time, you could also bring an LLM of your choice. So since we started the development of our own language model and we announced it, we have been noticing a great improvement in the world of LLMs, right? Nowadays, LLMs have got a lot of interesting concepts, and where the accuracy is really improving. So we started evolving and created our own workflow, which has got a depth of knowledge to guide these LLMs, right? Because basically the instruction handling capability of LLMs have been improved over a period of time, right? And so it's the HexaRocket's workflow that is going to really guide the migration, and it's going to use different layers of validation as well to ensure that the hallucinations are avoided. I think in today's keynote you would also be able to, I think you would have seen the speaker talking about hallucinations, right? So hallucinations are completely avoided, and at the same time it's going to be deterministic conversion. So at the same time, with respect to data migration, you would also be able to achieve a very fast and parallel data migration, and the ability to resume migration from the point where it stopped, and CDC for live replication, right? So if you would need to start your migration, you probably download DMAT from our website, right? And perform an assessment, see how much of Oracle compatibility or SQL Server compatibility exists and what does not exist, right? And then you could use HexaRocket to fix that compatibility, and you would be able to perform the migration. So you can download DMAT, run the assessment. You can always upload the reports as well on the website, and we'll be able to give you free recommendations as well, right? And so today, we are actually announcing this extension called PG Oracle. You might have heard about this extension called Ora2Pg, which is for lot of Oracle compatibility in Postgres. And we also created multiple extensions related to DBMS underscore. For example, we created an extension called PGDBMS lock, emulating DBMS lock functionality in Postgres. Similarly, PGDBMS errlog, right, which is error log. And then PGDBMS, PGTT. There are a lot of different types of extensions that we created to emulate Oracle compatibility. But we believe that there are a lot of migration-relevant Oracle compatibility Oracle functionalities that today does not exist, even through Ora2Pg. So we are announcing PG Oracle extension, which is actually going to give 98% compatibility to migration-relevant Oracle packages and package routines, and 3 times more compatibility compared to any proprietary fork today that is talking about Oracle compatibility, right? So you are able to now get 98% migration-relevant Oracle compatibility on community Postgres, right? So we also compared with EDB based on their website about the emulations that EDB has done through the Postgres plus Advanced Server. And when we compare with PG Oracle, we definitely see more packages now being supported with PG Oracle, and we are only increasing. And this is an effort that we have put in for the past 2 years, and we are now going to make it source available. And this is going to be available for our customers and partners. And as some money is in place, probably we'll open source it and make it available for everybody. But feel free to let us know, and we'll be very generous enough to make it free for you, probably, right? So, and now let's quickly talk about the supported databases by HexaRocket. So it's not just Oracle to Postgres. Why did we create HexaRocket? We implemented a multi-modular design, which actually is extremely scalable and also supports a lot of databases as source. And to enable rollback capability, you would also be able to do Postgres to Oracle, right? And you could do Oracle to Oracle as well. And interestingly, a lot of Oracle partners started approaching us for Golden Gate replacement. And we have our own CDC connectors for live replication. And you would be able to do SQL Server to Postgres. So in the recent times, through our partnership with Cognizant, we migrated 155 databases, SQL Server to Postgres, in a span of 2 months for a very large healthcare company in the United States. And we also published a webinar along with Cognizant on that, right? And you could also do MySQL and MariaDB to Postgres and other forks of Postgres or Postgres via compatibility databases like Yugabyte, et cetera, right? And yeah, so this is the entire support migration metrics where you could do schema conversion, schema validation, data migration validation, and everything is simply through clicks. And not just that, right? You would also be able to do batch CDC, ETL with HexaRocket. It's quite unfortunate that we have connected some of the laptop, but I would have shown a very short demo for a minute of how the tool appears. But we are there at the booth always, right? Please feel free to walk to our booth and see a demo at our booth, right, where you can actually see this entire journey. So you can do schema conversion of almost Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, MariaDB, Sybase to Postgres. And the reverse replication is available between any and any database, right? So talking about application modernization real quick, it's not just the database migrations or modernizations that we do. We also help you modernize your application. So we can, our DMAT assessment tool can actually assess your application, and we can do the application migration or modernization for you, even if it involves monolithic to a microservices transformation, right? And so we assess your legacy application and databases, and then identify the compatibility gaps. We do 100% conversion of schema and the business logic migration, and then we, go ahead and tune your Postgres architecture and any other interesting challenges, and then help you do an online database migration with rollback. So you also could introduce your friends and family, and we do not have much of a sales team. We are all a technical team, 45 plus team members, and we are glad that all our partners and the people who trust our open source tools have always been directly reaching out to us. But you could really help us, and you could also earn your share. And you could scan the QR, share your migration troubles, or walk out to our booth and see a demo, talk to us. So yeah, so we are doing a live hands-on demo tomorrow at 2:50 p.m. in Neptune. So you could really see how HexaRocket works. And that's a commercial talk. So yeah, we would be able to give you an interesting demo. So catch us tomorrow.